Hello, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Lumion. Lumion is a rendering application that we use to create photorealistic imagery for our architectural representation. As you can see here on the homepage, these are examples of Lumion projects. These are not real life existing projects. These are digital models that have been animated and rendered through Lumion. Now, I've shared with you before that Lumion 12 just came out this month, and it was taking a little bit longer for Lumion 12, the student version, to come out, but it is now available. And that's why it took a little while to get this information to you, because it just became available. And I want to make sure that you have the latest and greatest. So I want to spend a little bit of time here on the Lumion website, go over system requirements, how to download the trial, how to request a 1-year license for students, go over tutorials that are available to you through Lumion, and then also talk about how you're going to begin to incorporate this for your own projects. Okay, so the site is lumion.com. And if I scroll down here, you have an introductory video to Lumion. I'm going to take a moment to play that for you.
As an architect, you have a vision, and it's more than this. So how do you bring your vision to life?
We started using Lumion as a communication tool to convey our designs. And the more we were using it, the more we realized this is not just rendering anymore. We can use this in our design process.
And I think it's a very important part of trying to understand what that visual image is trying to communicate, because the building doesn't exist in a vacuum. Light shines on it, clouds come, the rain comes, weather changes, seasons change.
The drawback you have with renderings at the very first, like I don't have the time, I don't have the skills to use a rendering software. I don't know if it can really work for me. Well, Lumion tackles every single of those issues in a way that makes it extremely easy to produce high quality work, and for our industry is incredible.
It's changed the way I think the industry works because it's such a seamless process.
Lumion was created to help designers visualize projects, right? And to kind of breathe life into projects. Every time I download a new update, there's something that I will use more of. Whether it's the lighting becoming a bit more soft and realistic, or more models that I can add to the project. As time progresses and as we need visualization, more and more options for us to create these beautiful renderings with.
It makes it so alive. You almost feel like you can close your eyes and be inside the rendering. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Lumion is the most robust application that we use in the architecture program. And I want to share with you some of the system requirements in order for you to install it on your own machines if you choose to do so. As I scroll down here, you're going to see that there is an option to purchase Lumion, or you can try it for free. They offer a 14-day trial. To purchase the license, the basic license, not the pro, is roughly about $1,700. But as a student in the United States, you get a free 1-year license, and you can renew that license as long as you're a current student. I'll show you how you can do that as well. So here, It's just reinforcing that Lumion is free for students. And then there are some resources here about what Lumion is, some of the features, and then what you can find in the latest version. And then as I scroll down, more projects, more examples, and you can find more when you click there. Some testimonials from those who use Lumion, some applications that work with LiveSync. LiveSync is where, for example, in SketchUp, which we use, you could have Lumion and SketchUp on at the same time. And when, for example, you make a change in SketchUp, it'll be reflected in Lumion. So it syncs at the same time. That's why it's called LiveSync. It also works for Autodesk's Revit, for Rhino, AutoCAD, and a number of different softwares here and different applications. The one that we're going to focus on primarily is SketchUp. And then I'm going to scroll down here. Notice at the very bottom of the homepage under product info, you're going to find system requirements. If we click there, you're going to find the minimum requirements for Lumion. What's going to be really important are a few things. You have your graphics card. You want to make sure the GPU scoring, you want a G3D mark of 7,000 or higher. Now, if you're like, I don't know if my graphics card meets that criteria, then go ahead and click on this link. And then from here, I want you to look for your graphics card. So you may have to look into the information for the computer that you have to find out what type of graphic card it has, look for that. And then I want you to search for the marks here. If it is 7,000 or above, you're good. You'll meet the minimum requirements. But if it's below 7,000, then you will not be able to run Lumion. And that's the thing. Lumion will run a benchmark when you try to install the application. And if it does not meet the minimum requirements, it will not let you install it. Okay. So here we're getting to the 7,000s, and you can see what kind of graphics cards with video cards will meet that criteria and which ones already go below it. Okay. Let me go back to system requirements here. Graphic card memory, we're looking, what's our minimum requirement? We scroll down here, we see a graphic card memory of 4 gigs. You need Windows 10 or later. Also, what's important, your system memory, the RAM 16 gigs or more. And then when it comes to hard drive space, a minimum of 40 gigs. Even though when you download the application and it's of 20 gigs, you need at least 40 gigs. I had some trouble installing Lumion on my machine. My computer is almost 4 years old, and it needed more than 40 gigs, and it took about a little bit more than an hour to install on my machine. Okay. So these are the minimum requirements. If you are in the market for purchasing a laptop, many times they get asked, you know, what kind of laptop would you recommend? And really, if you decide to use Lumion for your renderings, which again is the application we use in the architecture program at Southwestern, then I would have you look at these system requirements. There's recommended requirements and then high-end requirements. These do not come cheap though. Computers that can run and meet these standards are going to be an investment for sure. So I recommend, you know, if you can make that investment to purchase a machine that'll meet the high-end requirements, great. If not, I would say at the very minimum, look at computers that can run the recommended requirements, which you'll find here. Okay. These that'll meet the recommended requirements, because every year this software gets more and more robust, and the system requirements change. So again, if you are in the market of purchasing a laptop, then please, you know, start off, if you can invest in a high-end laptop, a gaming laptop that can meet these high-end requirements, awesome, great. But if not, recommended requirements. Minimum requirements, the problem with that is that'll be good for maybe a year or two, but anything more than that, you may not be able to run this application in the future. Now, is Lumion the only rendering software you can use? No. There are other applications out there like 3D Studio Max, Blender, Atlantis, V-Ray. There are a few. And the reason why we're using Lumion is just because it is much easier and less complicated to use, and it's much faster than a lot of the other rendering engines out there. Some rendering engines, it will take, if not hours, days to render. So that's one of the things we really like about Lumion, but unfortunately, it comes at a cost. So those are your system requirements. Now, what if your machine cannot run Lumion? What if you check the requirements, the minimum requirements, your machine cannot run it? Okay, it's not the end of the world. You have options here. You can use remote PC, and you can use Lumion on the computers on campus, or you can request a laptop. We still have some laptops available. So if you would like to request one so that you can install Lumion and use it from home, that is an option as well. You just need to let me know so that I can prepare the paperwork, and then you can come pick up a laptop Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the police station. Okay. If you want to try Lumion on your machine, if you don't want to install the full version, but you want to just put the trial in there so you can get these assignments done, you can get a 14-day trial for free. You would just have to fill out the information here and send that out. Again, they will run a benchmark though to see if you meet the system requirements. And then if you want to buy, there's an option here, but you don't have to buy. Again, students get it for free. And in order for you to get your free student license, you have to be a student in the United States. There's only a select few countries that partnered with Lumion. And Canada is a part of it. Mexico is not. So you have to prove residency in the United States in order to use Lumion. And the way that they verify that is through a PayPal account. So here you're going to find some highlights for the student version. You need Windows 10 operating system or newer. It does not work on Macs. It is a Windows-based application. And you have the year-long license. It's available from, you have 1 year from when it's issued to you. If we scroll down, let's see. Here are the 3 steps. The first step is to verify your residency using PayPal. So you need to create a PayPal account that's tied to a debit card that is tied to a bank, for example. And once you have proved your residency, then they want to verify your student status. So I recommend that you use your @swccd.edu email address. And then when I revised and updated my request, it came in within minutes, and they gave me the information to download Lumion. Okay, so the process is really fast. All right, and then you start here. Okay. All right. What else can you find on this website? Tutorials. You're going to see here, they have already started creating videos that are introducing you to Lumion 12. And then if you go up to support, the support menu, tutorials, if you click there, you're going to find these tutorials getting started with Lumion 12. There's an overview and then tips and tricks featuring architecture inspirations, and then introduction, 5 steps to create beautiful renders in Lumion, how to import your design model, how to assign materials, how to craft the environment. And as we click through here, mix effects and render, new material interface, library and collections, character, billboards, and then surface decals. So these are the tutorials they currently have available for Lumion 12. I will make these available to you as well in Canvas, and then I will create a separate tutorial for your project in particular. So you'll have that information as well. But there's lots of resources to go through. If you want to dive into this deeper.